Are you struggling with lifting, running acrylic, or beads that just won't behave? The problem might not be your technique. It might be your liquid to powder ratio. So when you're working with acrylic, there's a lot of mistakes that beginners make with picking up their acrylic and setting it down, placing it onto the nail. But a lot of times those mistakes or those challenges actually start with the brush. So I want to kind of break down the brush for you so that you understand exactly how your brush is working and make it work for you. So Greg's Signature Series brush, as well as our Artistic Sculptor, are both an oval shaped brush. So what that means is that there's actually a crimp in the ferrule of that brush. So when you're working with your brush, you're always going to be using your brush flat with that crimp, except on the sides. If you're going to be pushing in on the sides, you're going to use the edge of your brush, but otherwise you're going to be working flat with that crimp. If you start turning your brush on the side and start to press your product onto the nail that way, you're not going to get an even application. So you always want to make sure that you understand exactly where that crimp is and how you're using that with your application. Now, something else to keep in mind as you're picking up your acrylic, when you go into your liquid and then you pick up your powder, you want to notice there's a dark area on the point of the brush. So that darker area is the area that you're actually going to be picking up your product with. So for example, if we were to take our Cover Pink, you're going to come in at an angle. You're not going to just put your brush straight down into the powder. You're not going to get product on both sides of the brush. If you start getting product on both sides, it's going to gunk up the brush. Now, yes, that is down on that darker point, but now we have product on both sides. And if you were to set that down onto your nail, lift up your brush, you're not going to get a clean release from that bead. So you want to make sure that, so you're coming in at an angle and you're going to press and pull, and you're just going to pick up that pearl on that dark area. So you can see the pearl is just right down on the point of the brush. If you go in too deep into your product, or if you maybe drag too much and you start to get that product all the way back up into that lighter area, that's going to start to clog up your brush, which is not going to allow you to pick up a good consistent pearl every time. So you want to make sure again that you're keeping your brush at that angle, press and pull and bounce to keep that product just at the point of your brush. Okay? Even for a smaller pearl, you're going to do the same thing. You're just not going to use as much pressure, but you're still going to keep that pearl right at the point of the brush. Now, the next thing I want to talk about with your brush is wiping your brush. Now you can see I've put a couple of different pearls on here. I've wiped out my brush. I've cleaned that out a few times. Remember when we talked about the crimp? You always want to make sure that you're working with the crimp, but you also want to make sure that you're wiping your brush with that crimp. So wipe one side, turn your brush over, wipe the other side. So that way you're not going to be wiping on the edge of your brush and pushing those bristles out of alignment. You can see as I'm wiping on the side of my brush, all of those bristles are starting to split and separate, and that's going to push your brush out of alignment, which again is going to make it harder to pick up a clean pearl. So again, when you're working and wiping your brush, make sure you're wiping flat with that crimp, turn your brush over, wipe flat with that crimp as well. Now, the other thing to note when you're wiping your brush, first of all, you want to make sure that you're using a really good quality table towel, not just those thin kitchen paper towels, okay? Our table towels are actually a little bit more like kind of a fabric, so it's going to be able to really pull that product out of your brush. So again, it's going to keep your brush clean and it's going to help you to pick up good pearls every time. Now, when you're wiping your brush, you want to make sure that you're not just wiping it in the same place over and over and over. So if I were picking up product, wiping that there, pick up more product, wipe it there, you notice that as I'm wiping through there, that area on my towel is clogged and it's not going to pull that product out of my brush anymore. So make sure that as you're wiping, that you're wiping your brush in a clean spot every time, and make sure that it's completely releasing all of that product. So that way you're going to get a clean brush every time. And roll your brush back to a point when you're done using it. You may need to kind of rinse it a little bit, but roll your brush back to that point every time, and that's going to allow you to keep your brush clean, and it's going to help you pick up those consistent pearls every time. One last little tip and trick that I'm going to tell you about your brush before we move on is if you notice the signature on Greg's Signature brush and also the label on our Artistic Sculptor, those are all in line with that crimp. So if you're ever struggling to see exactly where that crimp is, you know that that signature and that label is on the flat side of your brush. So just a little helpful trick to know exactly where you should be wiping your brush. Okay, so let's talk about set times now. We have our speed powders, cover powders, and core powders. So these all are used with the same monomer, so you don't have to change out your monomer. But if you're working with the speed powders, those are a faster setting product. Our cover powders are more of a medium set time, and the core is a slower set time. So you can adjust what you're using based on the time that you actually need to apply your product. So a lot of times beginners feel like they need a little bit more time to work, and so in that case, the core is going to be a great option for you. Now, as you progress and you get faster and faster, then you may decide that you want to move up to the speed. And again, that's going to set a little bit faster for you. Now, in the meantime, if you feel like maybe the core sets a little bit too slow and the speed sets a little too fast, you can actually mix those powders together to get more of a medium set time. Now, the cover powders, those are a more medium set time, so you do have a little more time to work with them than the speed, but not as much time as you do have with the core. Okay? Now, one other thing with the set times is, if your room temperature is a little bit cooler, your products, no matter what they are, they're going to set a little bit slower. In warmer temperatures, they're going to set a little bit faster. So kind of the average temperature that we recommend is around 70 to 75 degrees room temperature. That's going to give you the best set time, or the standard set time for these products. Now, something else to keep in mind is that if you are somebody who maybe works in a climate where it's hot during the summertime and cold during the wintertime, you may want to change your powders during those different seasons. So in the wintertime, when it's cold, you might not want to be working with the core because that's going to take even longer to set up. So in those colder months, you may want to switch to the speed, and you're going to get that little bit faster set time, okay? If you are working in the summertime, everything is going to set up really fast, so you may decide you want to switch to the core, so it's going to set a little bit slower for you. So just keep those things in mind as you're working with your acrylics, and as your seasons change, as the temperature changes, you can also adjust which product you're using. So liquid to powder ratio is a really misunderstood concept. And a lot of times people talk 1:2 ratio, 1 part liquid to 2 parts powder, or 2 parts liquid to 3 parts powder. It's very confusing. And honestly, the liquid to powder ratio is not necessarily an exact measurement. You're not going to try to measure out how much liquid your brush is holding versus how much powder you're picking up. What it's going to be more of is a texture and a visual. So I'm going to show you a couple of techniques to help you get that proper consistency. So when we pick up our pearl, first things first, like I was showing you, so we're going to come in, we're going to tap the back side of your brush. Now what you're doing when you're tapping the back side of the brush is you're actually releasing liquid from the brush, but you're also pushing that liquid to the front side of your brush. So if you're going to pick up a large pearl, you're going to tap once to release a little bit of that liquid, and you're actually going to turn your brush over because you've pushed that liquid from the back side of the brush to the front side of your brush. So now you want to use the front side of your brush to pick up your pearl. That's where all the liquid is. You're going to come in at that angle, you're going to press and pull, and you're going to bounce, bounce, bounce. Every time you bounce, when you press your brush in, it's releasing liquid from the brush into the powder and absorbing the powder. So you're going to press, release liquid, absorb powder. Press, release liquid, absorb powder. So the number of times you bounce your brush in, the more you're going to pick up powder. So let's try that again. So again, if you want to pick up a large pearl, you're going to tap one time on the backside, release a little bit of the liquid, turn your brush over, you're going to press and pull, bounce, bounce, bounce to pick up that larger size pearl. Okay, wipe that out. If you want to pick up more of a medium consistency, you're going to tap out more of the liquid, pick up less powder. So again, press, press. And again, every time I'm pressing, you can see a little bit of that liquid drain off the end of the brush. Again, we're going to press, press for a medium. Now this one, we're going to press and pull, bounce, bounce. So only 2 bounces on this one. So that's going to give us a medium-sized pearl. Now, every time I'm going to a smaller size pearl, I'm putting less pressure and I'm not going as deep into the powder as with the larger pearl. So again, if we want to do an even smaller pearl, we're going to press, press, press. That's releasing a good amount of that liquid from our brush. Now we're just going to press and pull, bounce, bounce for that smaller pearl. So just adjusting the amount of liquid in your brush and adjusting the amount of powder that you're picking up is going to change the size of your pearl. So now we kind of understand how to actually pick up the different sizes of pearls. How do we make sure that we have the proper consistency? We want to make sure that it's not too wet and runny, and we also want to make sure that it's not too dry and chunky feeling. So let me show you what can happen if you do pick up the wrong consistency. So if we pick up a pearl that is too wet, I'm going to over-exaggerate this here. So if we pick up a pearl that is too wet, it's going to just run straight down the nail or even down the sidewalls and things like that. You're not going to get enough structure within that bead to actually support the nail. So again, you can see that product is running, it's making a mess. I'm probably going to have to chase that. But again, especially up around my cuticle area, that product doesn't have enough structure chemically to form a solid enhancement. So if you're working with your beads too wet, they're first of all going to run out of control. You're going to have to chase them. You're going to have to really work to keep that product on the nail. But you could also experience lifting. So if you're having a lot of lifting and you're working with your product really wet like this, it just might not have that proper structure to hold on to the nail. So let's talk about on the other end of the spectrum. So if we wipe out all of the liquid out of our brush and we try to pick up a pretty good sized pearl, we try to pick up a large pearl, you're going to see that that pearl is actually dry and chalky. Especially if I turn that over, you're going to see that that extra powder that's on the nail. If you see extra powder on your pearl, first of all, when you go to set that down, do you see how it almost crackles around the edge? That pearl is going to be too dry and it's not actually going to bond to that natural nail. What we want is somewhere right in between there. You can see with this pearl that it's really just clunky and you're not going to be able to really press that and smooth that onto the nail. You're not going to be able to get that product flush down to the cuticle area. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're actually picking up something between these two consistencies. So between that too runny and that too dry is just right. So how do we get that just right pearl? I'm going to show you. So again, we're going to go back to tapping our brush. So if we want that large pearl, we're going to tap once. Let's pick up a medium pearl. So we're going to tap twice. We're going to press and pull. We're going to bounce, bounce, bounce. Now, this is what you need to really look at. So if you're struggling again picking up that proper consistency, this is the trick that's going to show you exactly if your product is the good consistency. When you pick that pearl up, it's going to look like it has the texture of an orange peel. When you first pick that up, it's going to have that texture of the orange peel. But after about 4 to 5 seconds, that should melt out to an actual pearl look. So let's pick up another pearl. After we pick that up, I'm going to press and pull, bounce, bounce. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. And within about 4 to 5 seconds, it should melt out from that orange peel texture to that smooth pearl look. If it doesn't, if it still has that orange peel texture after about 4 to 5 seconds, it might be a little bit on that too dry side, okay? If it melts out quicker than that, it could be on too wet side. So it's just a good visual indication of, do I have the right consistency or not? So think about building a sandcastle. If you try to build a sandcastle and you've got too much water in your sand, your sandcastle is just going to flow. It's not going to have any structure. You're not going to build up any shape to it. On the opposite end, if you have a sandcastle and you don't have enough water in that sand, you're going to have a very crumbly, dry sandcastle, and it's going to collapse. When you have that proper mixture of sand and water, you're going to have a consistency that is going to hold this shape. You're going to be able to mold the shape. You're going to be able to have proper structure for that sandcastle to stand up. It's the same with your acrylic. When you have that proper consistency and you pick up your pearl and you have that 1, 2, 3, 4 count consistency, when you set that onto the nail, you should be able to press out that cuticle area Angle the finger down. It should flow a little bit. If it runs really fast, it's going to be a little on the wetter side. It's going to be too wet. But if it just starts to flow, you know that that's the right consistency. Then I can come back in and I can just smooth that out, creating the proper structure. If I need to, I can press through that and create that nice smooth finish. So by keeping your consistency where it needs to be, you're not going to have product running out of control, you're not going to have too dry and crumbly, and you're going to have proper structure every time. So whether you're a beginner or you've just been struggling with your acrylic application, hopefully these techniques will help.